Peter Gade, of course, a champion in his own right so many times over, but he's up against a man who just has redefined the boundaries of what is possible in this game. Lin Dan, double world champion, and then in the year where the World Championship has been deferred because of the Olympic Games, he goes and takes gold under the most supreme pressure. Expectation was unbelievable in Beijing, and he delivered with a salute to the crowd that was, well, it drove them wild with ecstasy. So Lin Dan, there he is right now. There's not much you can say about him except he is probably the best player of all time, and as the left-handed player, I tell you, when he is minded, when he's motivated, and when he's, even more importantly, when he's allowed to get excited, by golly, watch out. He really does like the showmanship nature of this. Peter Gade, great ambassador of the sport, wonderful ambassador for his country. And I tell you, I saw him at breakfast this morning, and I said, how you feeling? He said, I got nothing to lose. I'm going to give it everything I can and just see. But obviously, he will be the underdog. The Chinese bench looking for a wonderful achievement here. They've already had a fantastic match by Xi Jinping, Lin Dan's girlfriend, and now can they make it a double and celebrate quarter-final night? We will see.
Ready?
It's going to be such a tough one. But one thing that will happen here is that they will give everything that they possibly can. There's no doubt at all.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Jill, we enjoyed that
on my right,
men's singles
Lin Dan,
previously.
China.
Are we going to get as much excitement in this one?
On my left, Peter Gade,
I'd love
Denmark.
to think so. I mean, I'd love to think that this could go the full distance, but
Lin Dan to
frankly,
serve.
I think that Lin Dan
Love
is
all.
such an extraordinary player, and when you're playing against somebody who's
Play.
already 32 years of age and possibly past his physical peak, but I mean, it really is a terrific matchup. 6 World Championship medals between the two of them. 2 gold, 2 silver and 2 bronze, just to make it all quite even. But of course, the 2 gold medals have gone to Lin Dan. So of course, he also being Olympic champion has got to be the favourite for this. And I'm not sure whether Peter Gade has got the weaponry for long enough in a match. Certainly, he's got the capability of winning at least one game. But whether he can maintain that, if it needs to go the full distance, that I'm not sure.
He's got the first point, the first statement on the board. But hey, there's a long way to go.
I think the other interesting thing about this matchup is both of these players will, of course, have known the result of the last match here with the world #1 Li Chongwei losing out to Sonny Li Conchoro, and in fact it will have lifted both of their morals, because they will both rather not play Li Chongwei in the semi-final, whichever one of them gets through, because both of them have lost to Li Chongwei on several occasions, whereas I think that their record against Sonny Li Conchoro is probably better, and therefore they will have lifted themselves mentally. And as far as Peter Gade is concerned, he'll be saying to himself, right, this is the one. If I can get through this, I can actually win this title.
All good points brought to you by Gillian Clark and Peter Gade having a little chat there with the umpire. The umpire for this one is Reza Roshanomid. He's assisted by Apinda Sabarwal of India. 2-all. It's good. It's 3-2 to the game.
3-2.
Well, Gade blinked first there by lifting it
4,
from
2.
that net. But I tell you, Lin Dan was pretty wild with his attempted smash. The left-hander came around the backhand and jump shot there. It was very wild. It was 4-2. It's in. That's better. That's what he was trying to do last time. It's 3-4.
4.
In the last
Lin Dan.
match, John, I was talking about the need to inject pace and movement as far as Lee Chong-wei is concerned. He seemed to be moving at the same pace throughout the entirety of the rally. Now, the past master at actually injecting pace is this man, Lin Dan. Suddenly, he will just move so quickly to the shuttle. Bide his time.
Short, 4-all.
4.
Gade will be relying on his experience. And certainly, as the underdog, he's got no pressure on him. I think that will help. Ooh, just out, but you know, Lin Dan is actually quite demonstrative here. He clenches that fist with relief. Yep, there it goes. He knows that he's in a battle here.
Yes, and also what is intriguing to me, of course, there was such a build-up, and rightly so, towards the Olympic Games. It is the ultimate in sporting terms, and certainly in badminton terms, and it's a different issue. I mean, any sport that doesn't see the Olympics as the ultimate in sporting achievement, I don't think should be in the Olympics at all anyway, but that's a different argument for a different discussion on a different day. But Lin Dan, there was such a build-up to that. Now, after the 3 months training camp in December, January and February earlier this year, he then came out and won the All England. Now, I've seen him play since. I saw him in the Indonesian Open, and quite frankly, he didn't look that bothered. But here we are at the big event again, and I think Lin Dan is a big event player. Come the big event, he can produce something special. He has that extra level when his mind is in the right place to produce something that other players can't produce.
I agree with that wholeheartedly, because he is actually innately a showman. Look at that.
Yep.
He's actually unusually elated, and certainly wears his heart on his sleeve for an army officer. He really is very demonstrative. A loose shot there by Gade.
7-5.
Oh, that is superb. The pace of movement from Lin Dan to get behind that shuttle and play it cross court, just extraordinary.
And look at the after bits as well. The way that he jogged around the court saying, hey, if you think you're going to challenge the king of the courts, have another think, Mr. Gade.
Okay.
Well, you wouldn't mind having a meal tonight around the table with Xi Jinping and Lin Dan if they both win. It'll all be chuckles, won't it? Might be a bit more than chuckles. I was talking maybe tickles, I don't know. Certainly be a lot of laughing. It's 8-5. Lin Dan, his star billing, definitely looking good. Oh no! Outrageous! What are you doing, Lin Dan?
9,
You're not supposed to get that.
5,
Yeah, but look at that slip there from Peter Gade. As he lunged forward to try and make the kill, he actually lost his footing. And that's probably why he didn't put the shuttle away, and I hope he's not too badly injured. We're of course looking at Lin Dan at the moment, but I can tell you that Peter Gade is wandering around the court. He's testing his ankle.
(9-5) Lin Dan. That's a fantastic drop shot. And you know, one of the things there I noticed, Jill, is that Gade thought to himself, I cannot stand back from this net and let it happen. I've got to come forward. So immediately he's pressurizing the net and makes definitely there was a different strategy there. Let's see whether he continues with that at 6-9. Well left. How do they know? How? I know
6.
you say it's innate. I know in practice you just know exactly where those lines are. That's so clever. You'd be so tempted to play that, wouldn't you? Particularly if you're on the left-hand side. Wow. Great work. 10-6. Good work. It's good work. No, it's gone. No,
it's been called a fault by the umpire. Gade can't believe it. Let's have a look at this. Stands his ground. That's a great net shot.
Oh, yeah. He played it on Lin Dan's side. It's gone to the half anyway. 11-6 in favour of the Chinese player, Lin Dan. He did. He played it on Lin Dan's side, Jill. My old eyes confirm it. Oh dear. I tell you what, it is quite stunning though. We've seen some great recovery shots. We've seen some very, very impressive attacking shots. Lin Dan is in control. And you know, they haven't even bothered to get off the chair in the corner.
Well, it was interesting. I thought that Charles Wangzhou, former world champion in 2003, I thought he got up and said a couple of words to Lin Dan, didn't he?
You know, I was looking at the replays of the net problem.
12-6.
12-6. The problem of playing Lin Dan, it's huge.
That little flick from the net from Lin Dan. Put topspin on the shuttle. Play it deceptively. That was extraordinary. Force the error from Peter Gade.
You say Gade and I say Gade. We'll ask him. Isn't that strange? We've taken it for granted. I've always said Gade. Isn't that strange? I'm sure we'll be forgiven. We all know who we mean. Okay, that went over this time. No foul. 7-13.
13.
Yeah, perfection.
Good stuff. First time we've seen Lin Dan go for a shot that he's missed.
It's not often he's sent in the wrong direction. 4 times European champion, this man. But not European champion at the moment. That honour is held by the man sitting at the back of the court on his coaching staff, Kenneth Jonassen.
And there's a young lad who's coming through as well, isn't he? Jorgensen is just waiting for his chance. He put Taufik to 21-19, 21-19, just lost out to Taufik in the... Oh no, that is absolutely a wrong call. I'm sorry.
John,
oh no,
you and
please, please.
You and I need to go to Specsavers or something, because that is, that's clearly in.
Was it? Okay. I'll go to Specsavers. You stay where you are. I did 13 matches on Monday. I didn't see a wrong call there.
That took courage.
Service over.
Having been faulted
14
previously for stretching over the net and taking the shuttle before it had crossed the line of the net there. Having the courage to go for it again.
I suppose you got sponsorship from that particular spectacle company, then we won't mention it again, will we? We'll be in real trouble.
No.
9-14. Oh, too much.
I think
service over.
they'd have probably just changed his mind.
9.
If you're wondering why the focus of attention is right here on this game, you've been distracted hitherto, but right now this is the only match in town. We have got the last 2 games. The last one will be Nehwal and Wang Lin, and that's why we've got a great crowd in here. Nehwal, of course, the Indian heroine from that Indonesian Open Super Series win, and the youngster is going to be coming up after this. We've got the attention of everyone here. Respectfully quiet during the rallies, and then when the big plays happen, oh my goodness.
That's going out. Oh my goodness, he took it.
Service
I
over.
tell you,
10, 15.
Gade did a really brilliant job there, because Lin Dan was absolutely at the extreme of his talent to get that first shot back at the net off the backhand side from the lefty. 10-15, it is a good battle, and Gade is giving it everything. Reza Roshan Omid in the chair. Do you reckon he'll get a Christmas card from Peter Gade? He won't care if he doesn't, I suppose. Maybe he won't need one.
Oh, that's lovely clear.
11,
Punch clear
15.
from the Dane. And by punch clear, I mean you hold the shot to the last moment and really punch through the shot so that it's deceptive. Most people think of clearing the shuttle as a defensive sort of a shot. It can be an attacking shot too.
Great rally. Great rally. Bye-bye. 12-15.
12, 15.
He's a lovely player, and it's no wonder he is one of badminton's great ambassadors, is it? Because not only is he a wonderful guy off the court, you can stop him anywhere in the streets, ask for an autograph. He is just the consummate professional. He is going to give it his all. He's won so many tournaments, and right here, having been dead and buried supposedly, fighting back, and Jill will tell us how many points he's won here in the row, but 12-15, still harbouring thoughts of a surprise.
Service over. 16, 12.
16-12.
Yes, it have been 3 straight points for the Dane, but he can't maintain that. Hit the top of the table and
17,
fell back his side.
12.
Yeah. What I am quite interested to see is that Lin Dan does celebrate every point. It's not normal. That's in. Yeah, he was questioning that, but
13,
again,
17.
well, I'll leave it to you, Jill, but that was in.
Yeah, I agree with you on that occasion.
It's 13-17. Actually, it's irrelevant what we think, let's face it. Just look at the scoreboard.
Fourteen,
14-17 is the only thing that matters right there. 3 points of difference. And somehow Peter Gade quietly is just clawing his way back into this. Can't believe it. That's great stuff.
Absolutely brilliant from Gade.
17.
Looking to come forward, looking to attack.
Well, if he levels up here, just that odd little moment of doubt might just creep in, Lin Dan. He lives on arrogance and confidence. It's in. And 16-17 tells us Peter Gade
17.
is absolutely back in here.
4 straight points, what a difference it's made, and different complexion now on this opening game.
Oh, he was in 2 minds.
Service over.
It was
18,
a solid lift.
16.
Oh, he'll be so annoyed with himself for not playing that. 18-16, Lin Dan back in control. Oh, goodness me. Now, that could be a turning point, because not only did he miss it, he's so annoyed with himself, he'll be thinking about that again. 17-18, Gade making a real battle and giving us huge entertainment. I hope you're watching this live in Denmark at the moment, because hey, this could be something really special. If he takes the first, wow. He's got it. 18 all. Woohoo!
18 all.
And it's very strange to me to see Lin Dan back on his heels. We've seen that numerous occasions in this opening game.
But only in the second half of it. In the first half, he was absolutely bubbling, boiling, going forward. Something's changed. Gade's shown him some vulnerability. Oh, he may not have had to take that.
That's wide.
Oh, what a shame. I say it's a shame. I'm not really favouring one or t'other, but at 19-18, Lin Dan had to really fight for that. Midway through the rally, he dived to his backhand side for the left, and I got a feeling that would have gone wide. He just absolutely committed himself, determined to keep it in play. It's a great matchup, this really super battle. Well, Gade promised that he would give it his all, and he really is delivering on that promise. Look at the crowd here, absolutely absorbed at this. They haven't had the chance to see this kind of quality play ever before in India, have they, in terms of the World Championships?
No, first ever time that World Championships have come to India. They, of course, last year staged the World Junior Championships and the Commonwealth Games next year in New Delhi. So major sporting events coming up.
They won't see either of these players at that one, though.
No.
Did that catch the net? It did, and it forced the out. It's 19-all. And Peter Gade milking it from the crowd as well. You watch him celebrate as he just goes around. Okay, that was well out. But he just walked on a little parade around and just looked at the crowd and said, hey, I'm in this. Give me a little bit more.
Well, it's extraordinary. I mean, 5 points adrift at the mid-game interval. Here he is at 19-all.
Ooh, into the head, into the face. 2019 game point, Lin Dan, and he goes on a little trot around the world as well. Look at that. It is definitely showtime here in Hyderabad. Not exactly Bollywood, there's no music around, but wow, hugely fascinating and interesting matchup here. Game point, Lin Dan. Gee whiz, it's great stuff. It's brilliant stuff. Absolutely stunning stuff. It's 20-all, and that was Peter Gade, his absolute best. He caught Lin Dan off guard by that fantastic, deceitful dummy shot that was going over his head. It was superb stuff. Wow.
So 20 points all, and extra points required until there's a 2 clear point winning margin. And I have to say, I'm surprised that the umpire has allowed the players to towel down, have a quick drink. Of course, I mean, this has been played at a great pace, and both players are perspiring heavily. But at this stage in the game, I'm surprised they've been allowed a break.
Well, Peter Gade has got the shuttlecock. He will be under huge pressure here. And that is superb from Lin Dan. He knows if he keeps doing what he's doing, he will wear his opponent down. But Gade will be fighting tooth and nail. The great heart that he has. 21-20 game point. It's out! It's 22-20. The Chinese player, Lin Dan, has taken that first game, and what a battle it was. We were hoping for some great entertainment. We have been treated to an absolute thriller.
Yeah, superb opening game. A reaction there from Lin Dan. My goodness, that 5-point advantage at the mid-game interval, but had to battle so hard in the end before closing it out 22-20.
Thank you.
Peter? Peter?
This was
Court 2, 20 seconds. Court 2, 20 seconds.
Well, it is such a privilege to come to a tournament like this. I've always thanked my lucky stars getting involved in this crazy game of commentating. But I know that I am of the lucky variety because we go all over the world picking up some great and exciting moments in sport.
Second game.
I have the
Love all. Play.
distinct privilege of getting involved in different kinds of sports, but this really does thrill me no end. That's a great first point
One.
for Lin Dan at the second game start. Gives you goosebumps, Jilly, doesn't it, when you get some really talented players coming out doing their bit.
Well,
Two.
obviously I'm biased because I've come from the sport of badminton myself, but I don't think there's a sport in the world to match it for excitement, dynamic, athletic sort of ability, intrigue, tactical awareness.
He's a showman, is Lin Dan, and he lifts that fist up again really high. It wasn't sort of an intimate yes, it was a hey, this is real big stuff. 3-love in the second. That's short. You see the difference is Gade celebrates with the clenched fist, but it's done with a lot of style. Just a little moment of celebration. There's nothing brash about it.
I think the outcome of this match is going to be determined by the control at the front of the court. Whoever can really command the net play and get the advantage from there, I think will win this. But I think it's a tall order now for Peter Gade.
So the angle on that one as he keeps running is quite superb. Gosh, how does he do that? Oh, it's no wonder you're celebrating, young Lin Dan. It was quite amazing. In fact, there are very few people on the planet that could have done that.
Now net play once again in front of the court. Rally won by Lin Dan. Look how he's threatening. He's ready to pounce on that net shot. Now always puts an opponent under so much pressure. Nicely done.
2-5.
Well, he's come back from 5 points down in that first game, so he will certainly be thinking positive thoughts at the moment. 2-5, certainly from the crowd's perspective and all of you at home, I'm sure. From the entertainment side, we'd love to see him competitive here. And the Danish bench.
Yes, Lars Uar, and on the right in the white shirt we saw Kenneth Jonassen, who of course is the reigning European champion, retired at the end of last year.
Service over.
And I have to say, John, it did make me chuckle when you said about Lin Dan in the opening game being an army officer, because I couldn't help but wonder how many days he'd done in actual service, whereas Kenneth Jonassen, the coach to Peter Gade, did a year's national service in Denmark and was a royal foot guard at Amalienborg, the royal palace in Copenhagen, and stood guard at Queen Margrethe.
What you learn about people, places and faces from Gillian Clark is extraordinary, isn't it? Yeah, but come on, tell me that I'm right. He is in the People's Liberation Army, isn't he? Yes, he is. It's in
Yep.
the notes. I know. And that salute when he took the gold at the Beijing Olympics was for all his army friends. His early life, he was training around them. So, yeah, okay. I'll take it on the chin. It's all right. It's fine. Yeah, he probably has spent no time at all for parading. He's parading at the moment. 4-6. That's a great shot. Beautiful stuff for 5-6.
5.
Yeah, and I think
6.
this is the thing. If Peter Gade is going to win this, he has got to be hitting the lines, because Lin Dan is so fast around the court. His retrieving capabilities are extraordinary. The only way you're going to hit winners, basically, is to find the lines. Now, I know I was advocating in the last match that we saw that, you know, you don't have to go for the lines the whole time, but quite frankly, then I think you're playing against Lin Dan, I think you have to. But that was interesting. Peter Gade winning the net
6.
exchange.
Oh.
Very strangely, Lin Dan didn't quite know how or what to do quite there. 6-all. It was all too tight. It was too close to him. He loves to be stretching for it, make much more spectacular stuff. Gade's on a roll. Oh yes, he's on a roll.
7-6.
7-6. Wouldn't it be lovely to think we could go to a third in this one? I don't mind. You're not looking at your watch by any chance, are you? World Championships, girl, come on.
No, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I would love to see Gade take this the full distance.
That's out. Oh, it's not. It's in. Oh, man. Now, I did realise, I know you criticised my eyes. I knew it was in, but it looked like it was going out, okay?
Yeah, that's the how the drift is coming into play, because I was saying earlier on today that, you know, when your opponent hits the shuttle, you know immediately whether it's going to land in or out. The same when you're hitting the shuttle yourself. Now, my instinctive reaction was that Lin Dan's shot was going to go out, but because of the drift, it brought it back into play.
7.
Definitely. He follows up with a big jump smash from three-quarter court. It's 8-7. Yeah, look at the control he had on that. Super stuff. Such an athlete. The power. It was the power.
7.
9-7. He will not be denied.
No, and I think the thing is with Lin Dan, he sensed a bit of danger, and I think that Lin Dan will suddenly up the pace and intensity of his game. I think Peter Gade is already at 100% as far as he is concerned, but Lin Dan, I think, has another gear that he can go to.
I agree with that. Oh, you beauty! 8-9.
Service over. 8.
Well,
9.
I was commentating when he won the Korean Open earlier this year. It was freezing outside. I remember thinking, my gosh, this is the weather to be playing badminton in. The only place to be is indoors. But he absolutely took everything by storm. He was fantastic. He has got still huge reserves of experience and energy, and he will not let this go without a huge fight. I'm an enormous fan of Peter Gade, but look at that. What a shot. Just as you thought it was safe
10. 8.
to give somebody else a compliment, Lin Dan comes through with a stunning, stunning drive. The trouble is, you can't beat him even when
11. 8.
he's down on his knees like that. Extraordinary achievement to pick that up and then finish it off next shot. Maybe a wrong option shot from Gade, to lift it for him. Maybe he should have played it on the opposite court to the net. But at 11-8 in the second, he's been in a worse position before as Gade and come back. It's still not dead.
Court 2, 20 seconds. Court 2, 20 seconds. Lin Dan, it's okay, okay.
You know, I think they're shouting Gade. I think that was a
11, 8,
Gade. I think it was a Gade. It was you, of course it was. You started it.
That is unbelievable.
He's done it again.
12, 8.
Full length dive. Not just getting it back,
yeah.
but getting it back with interest. Plumb on the line. Well, what on earth can you do against a player like that? And that's the problem for his opponents, because it has to go through your mind. It's been through my mind as a player when I've been playing against a player who's in superb form. You sort of think, what do I have to do? You know, Gade's playing well.
Brilliantly. That's gone. Yeah, and the annoying thing about that last point is that he could have played a shot.
Yeah.
He couldn't believe that Lin Dan could turn it around in such spectacular style. 9-12. Gade's still in this. Just.
There's the injection of pace, pace of movement, pace of shot, thunders it down the line. And look how he's coming forward. He knew that as soon as Gade was taking the shuttle late, the only possible reply had to come back straight. There was no way he could play it cross court, and Lin Dan was ready and waiting. Didn't have to play it because, of course, Gade made the error, but the movement to cover the next shot from Lin Dan is absolutely extraordinary.
This dive, this time, does not reap its reward, but at 10-13, Peter Gade still hanging in here, giving it everything he's got.
Gade backing off after he hit the low serve.
14.
Then struggling to retrieve the net shot. Expecting the lift from the left-hander on the return of serve, but it never came.
You beauty, that's a fantastic shot. He said that he needs to really control the net. That was a perfect example of how he could. 11-14. He is not. He's very tenacious. He's like a dog with a bone at the moment. Gade does not want to let this thing go without a huge fight. It's so good to see. We know that Lin Dan has got the ability to take not only this match but the title. But it's so good to see a real brave effort by the 32-year-old family man, 2 daughters. Just couldn't resist staying on the circuit. It's in.
Service over. 15, 11.
Yeah, it's perfect shots from Lin Dan. Misjudgment once again from Peter Gade.
Oh no. Oh dear. 16-11, and I tell you, Lin Dan
11.
is justified in clenching his fist there, because again it was an absolutely desperate pickup, and he wins the point as a result of that effort. It is quite extraordinary.
It's a rally like that, and it's a pick-up like that from Lin Dan that can actually break an opponent, because as an opponent you just sort of think, you know, what the heck, I mean, I can't do anything. I play brilliant shots, he dives, he gets them back, you know, and mentally Gade could go because of that rally. I think he's got too much experience though. I think he'll stick with it.
Good work. That was really super. He set it up, and Lin Dan is actually looking
16.
back at his bench and saying, was it going out? I had to play it, didn't I? Please tell me I did. 12-16, and you so rightly say, doesn't matter what Lin Dan does, Gade will just do his level best to stay in this. That was a great rally. 12-16. No. Oh, if only he'd had just a little more time.
17, 12.
And he would have dived at that one as well. It didn't come at 17-12.
Gade so far back in his defensive stance, almost near that double service line. Just couldn't push forward enough to retrieve the little block.
That's short, it's 13-17.
Well,
I don't care where you are
13,
at the moment
17.
in the world, you must be certainly appreciating this one. It's a fantastic matchup. We all love the idea of the World Championships, but more importantly, we all love fantastic games. Of course, sometimes finals can be disappointing. But when you get this kind of unbelievable talent, it's so impressive. It's out. It's 18-13.
Service over. 18, 13.
Gade trying to put pressure on his opponent by driving the shuttle back, but of course the shuttle getting caught with the drift and going along of that back line. Five-point advantage now.
It's almost done, isn't it? 18-13. I don't want it to end, but it must. That's out. Oh, what a shame. 19-13. And immediately
19,
Peter Gade,
13.
his head drops with that one. He was sensing an opportunity, and Lin Dan was following it all over there. He's now making this dive a little bit of a sort of a trademark, I think.
Yes, he is, but you know, I said earlier that Peter Gade, if he was going to win this, had to be hitting the lines. And the problem is he's going for the lines, but because Lin Dan has still been getting them back with the dives, he feels somehow he's got to be even more special. And to get it out of Lin Dan's reach, of course, he's hitting wide of the mark. That's short.
Yeah, good work. Needed 2 bites of that cherry, but at 14-19,
14,
he certainly won't give it
19.
up. And I think of all things, you've got to hand it to Peter Gade, obviously the underdog, but he is just fighting all the way. It's a great matchup. He'll be the first guy that I go to congratulate on the performance. It won't make anything any easier, of course, and of course he's not lost it yet, but let's listen to this crowd. We've just spotted one lady by the name of Saina Nehwal coming into the court, preparing for the next match. Oh, you absolute devil.
That is just
20.
an extraordinary shot.
Match
The
point.
skies, precision,
14.
angle, had it all.
Right, here we go. Match point, Lin Dan. Only 7 more points now
15,
required by Peter
20.
Gade in a row. A task too far? What would Harry Potter do right now? Good boy. Fantastic. 16-20.
16.
One of
20.
the rare occasions that the Dane has been able to get the shuttle behind Lin Dan. It was the one prior to that that made the left-hander turn and play the high backhand. That's what really did the damage.
(16-20). 3 or 4 more points. Oh. That's it. That is the match. It's been fantastic. Really, really high quality. Both sides of the net. 21-16 in the end. And the exuberance of Lin Dan throughout that match. He was only held up slightly by the experience of Peter Gade and that absolutely never say die determination to stay in it. But it was a fabulous encounter. Quarter-final of this men's singles then ends up with Lin Dan, the favourite, going through to the semi-finals. And I tell you what, you wouldn't bet against him taking the title for a 3rd time.